There are moments in relationships where something changes, not dramatically, nothing obvious, just something feels different. They say a little less, or their tone shifts slightly, or there's a pause that wasn't there before, and you notice it, but not quite enough to act on it. So the conversation continues, you keep talking, they respond, everything sounds reasonable. But something has already moved, and by the time you realise it, it's later, on the drive home, that evening, the next day. You replay it. There was a moment, small, easy to miss, where something could have gone differently. Maybe you could have said less, or asked something, or just paused and let it settle. But at the time, it didn't quite register. And because it didn't register, it didn't change. So, the same pattern repeats. Not as an argument, not as a clear breakdown, just a slight distance. Something left unsaid, and over time, those moments accumulate, not dramatically, quietly. But if you slow those moments down even slightly, there's something else there. A point where the shift begins. A change in the tension, a softening, a pulling back, a signal that something is no longer quite aligned. That's the moment most people miss. Not because it's hidden, because it's subtle, because it's early. But when you begin to notice it, while it's happening, something changes. You don't push through it, you don't ignore it, you respond to it. Sometimes it means saying less. Sometimes it means asking something simple that brings the conversation back into focus. Sometimes it means letting the moment land instead of filling the space. Sometimes it means saying something simpler than you planned, and then you see them re-engage. When that starts to happen, those small moments don't accumulate in the same way. The conversation doesn't drift in the same way. Things that would have stayed with you don't stay in the same way. Not because anything's resolved, but because it didn't move off track in the first place. And that changes how things feel between people. Less guessing, less second guessing, more clarity, more ease, more sense that you're actually still in the same conversation. That's what this training develops. The ability to recognize those moments while they're happening and respond to them while they still matter. If you recognize that moment, you already know what we're talking about. The only difference is whether you keep seeing it afterwards or start working with it whilst it's happening. If that is something you want to develop, you'll find all the details by clicking in the link near this video.